Hey guys, today we're going to be learning about adding angle measures. So yesterday we learned how to use a protractor to measure the angle and figure out how many degrees are in the angle. And today we'll be using addition to figure out the total amount of degrees in an angle. So we're going to start at the top of the page up here. So this one says find the measure of WXY. So they're talking about angle WXY. So I just trace it in blue. So it's this bigger angle. And we can see here that they split this bigger angle into two parts. So I'll call this one part 1, and this one will be part 2. So we know that part 1 and part 2 combine to make the total. So if I'm trying to find the total of WXY, I need to do 32 plus 41, because those are my two parts. So I know when I add these two parts together, I'll get the whole. So I know that 32 plus 41 would give me 73 degrees. So the measure of WXY is 73 degrees. All right, and let's move down here. All right, so number 1 says, complete the equation to find the measure of angle PQR. So I know that PQR is split into two parts. So I'm going to call this one my part 1 and this one my part 2. So part 1 is PQS and part 2 is SQR. And I know that part 1 and part 2 combined together will give me this whole big angle. So they want us to find this big, I'm going to outline in purple so we can see. We're trying to figure out how much this big angle measures. But we know that one part's 77 and one part is 43. So I'll plug those into my equation. So 43 plus 77. So I'm going to come up here and I'll do 43 plus 77. I know that 3 plus 7 is 10. And then 1 plus 4 is 5, plus 7 is 12. So our total measure is 120. Then I'm going to add the degree sign. And when you're doing these, you don't have to label it part 1 and part 2. I was just showing you guys that to show that this angle is split up into two parts. So this one part and this second part are what form together to make this bigger angle. So the most important part is just that you add all the pieces together to get the whole. Let's look at one more. Let me get to that page. When we're doing this, it's also possible that the angle is split into three parts. So here I can see that I have 1, 2, 3 parts. And they want us to find PQR. And we see that PQR is a very obtuse angle. It's almost a straight angle. So to do this, I need to add 68, 47, and 54. So I think it's easier to start by adding two numbers, getting that answer, and then adding the third number onto that answer. So I'm going to start with 68 plus 47, because that would be this piece, so check and check. So I know that 8 plus 7 is 15. I'll put the 1 here, the 5 here. So now I have 1 plus 6, which is 7, plus 4 would be 11. So I have 115 degrees. So now you might be tempted to stop there since we did add two parts together, but we cannot forget about part 3 over here, because if we just added part 1 and part 2, we would be measuring this angle right here, not the entire one. So this part right here, I'll draw a little circle around it, that part is 115, but now we must add the last part onto it. So I'm going to erase this. So I know that these two were 115 for this and this. So now I'm going to do 115 plus my last piece, which is 54. And, well, 5 plus 4 is 9. 1 plus 5 is 6. And then I carry the 1 down. So my measurement for that one is 169 degrees. So for your classwork today, you're going to be working on a Google form question with a few examples of these. So remember, the most important thing that we have to do for this is to add the parts together to find the whole. So nothing too complex, no multiplication, any of that, just addition. So good luck. I know you guys will do great with this.